being here. We have TCU head coach Mark Campbell following today's game at West Virginia. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach and then take questions in the room.
Well, this concludes the Big 12 season for us, and proud of our group. It's been a unique season with the injuries and different things that our groups had to overcome, and they've been resilient and have done a phenomenal job keeping this thing afloat. And tonight we didn't have our best game. Credit West Virginia. They do a heck of a job defensively, and great crowd, great atmosphere. Did not take care of the ball. You can't have 27 turnovers and have any chance to win a ball game. And so we excited though. Hopefully we end up in the 9 seed and turn the page and head to Kansas City and see what we can make of that opportunity.
So, Coach, obviously you got down big because of a lot of those turnovers in the first half, but it seemed the second half you started to cut those down some, and that allowed you to make the run. Is that sort of a little better taking care of the ball at that point?
Yeah. We got down big, like you said, but you can't replicate it. They do such a good job with their ball pressure and their rotations, and so it's hard to replicate. So as the game goes on, you kind of get a little more comfortable with it. I think our kids did a little bit better, but we had 15 turnovers the first half, had 12 in the second half. Obviously, JJ going out in the second half, she's such a special player, impacts the game on both sides of the ball without her out there, so I hope she's healthy and okay. But I'm proud. The second half we played better. Our kids didn't put their head down, competed, kind of got within striking distance, but could never get over the hump.
Coach, when you're kind of talking about preparing for Western, and when you kind of look throughout the scope of the Big 12, each team kind of presents a unique challenge, whether it be a superstar player or a big player. West Virginia's press, does that make them one of the more unique teams to prepare for, one of the more difficult? I mean, what's it like preparing for West Virginia as opposed to like maybe going up against K-State with Lee or something like that? The challenges are quite different there.
Yeah, the league, it's really neat because it prepares you for March Madness. After 18 games in the Big 12, you're ready for a team that presses. You're ready for a team that has a stud center. You're ready for the 5-out motion that Oklahoma runs. I mean, you see it all. And so every game in this league is an absolute battle. You got to prepare for it. And you can't replicate what these systems are. And so I love it. It's a challenge. And West Virginia presents their challenge is their press and taking care of the ball. And they got 2 guards that are dynamos, man. Those 2 kids control the whole game, both sides of the court. They speed you up when they're on defense, and then when they're on offense, they control the tempo. But those are 2 dynamos, and Coach and his staff has done a great job, phenomenal job in year 1 for those guys, what they're doing.
Coach, I'm sure that you've been asked this quite a bit this year, but, I mean, you're facing a deficit, and the loudest person in the arena is Sedona on the bench. What does that mean about her as a competitor for you guys?
Sedona is an incredible leader. She truly is. She has such a big heart and spirit to her. She has this joy to play the game. She's had such a rough stretch during her college career battling injuries. And so she truly enjoys every opportunity that she gets to play and compete. I think you can see it when she's on the court, and you can hear it with her leadership and her communication abilities. But she's an old veteran that's had a rough go at college basketball, and is just having a blast this season. And so super thankful for her. She's actually had one heck of a game. I mean, she had 15 points, 12 rebounds. Wish we could have got her the ball a lot more, but we weren't able to do that. But Sedona, she's a special player, special person.
What are your thoughts of the tournament coming up? You want to give us your, prediction, just your analysis on what's going to happen in Kansas City?
Oh, it's some really good ball clubs coming under one roof that's going to compete for a title, and there's no way you can make predictions. Thankful not to be in the play-in day to avoid that, and to have any chance to win the thing. it's really hard if you're playing 4 games to win it. And so I'm thankful we're not in that. But I'll tell you what, on a neutral site, anybody could win this thing. There's so many good coaches and so many good teams. And so we'll find out tonight what our actual matchup is. And everybody gets a couple days to kind of reset and recharge and get healthy before we head there. But we're still fighting and scrapping. We want to try to earn our way into March Madness. I mean, that's what we're doing this whole thing for. And so we got to take it one game at a time. We're only guaranteed 40 more minutes left in our season.
Coach, this first season for you with the injuries and sickness and having to tryouts, bringing in a couple extra students, was there any way to we kind of look back on it now to prepare for all of that as a first-year guy at the school, and I mean, trying to lay down a foundation, and then all this stuff just comes out of the blue, so to speak.
Yeah. Number one, this is my 4th major rebuilding job that I've got to be a part of. And your first year, you're trying to get the culture right. And lay a foundation to build upon, and the wins and losses kind of take care of themselves. And so the unique stuff that came about this season with our injuries, and a lot of them just fluky stuff that unfolded, and then holding open tryouts mid-year to the student body so you can stay afloat and continue on with the season. There's been all sorts of adversity, and within that, we took over a team that won 8 games a year ago, and we're 19-10 right now. And so it's a special group of people in that locker room to overcome all that stuff. And no, you don't plan for any of that. And so there's no manual for it. And we truly have taken it week by week of navigating this thing. And somehow we've survived it. We're in a position, in a good position heading into the conference tournament. And we got our main core back. Obviously, we don't have Jaden Owens. You don't replace a point guard like Jaden. But the other kids have stepped up. And so we've grown a lot this year. I could not be more proud of this group. Could not. How much they've grown, and individual players have blossomed. And so it's been one heck of a first year, but I'll tell you what, there's a great foundation of toughness and work ethics that's been established at TCU.
I can't remember, was it 1 or 2 games that you guys had?
2 games. There was 1 week. We couldn't, the forfeiting and onboarding walk-ons, it's a huge process. It doesn't happen in a 24-hour window. There's the medical piece, the compliance piece, the academic piece. None of the kids could even come to practice because of their class schedule. And so it took a week for us to get this whole thing sorted out so we could continue our journey.
Welcome to the first year, right?
Yep. Welcome to year 1. It's all part of it, you guys. It's all part of it, and that's life. I mean, there's been a lot of life lessons our kids are going to take away from this year when they move on from being a student athlete that are going to serve them well.
You have a Pac-12 background a little bit too, so your first full year in the Big 12, how does it compare? Pac-12, very good women's basketball too, so what'd you think?
Yeah, both conferences at this level, at the Power 5 level, the coaching's elite. It's the best coaches in college basketball, and it's the best players in the country. And I truly mean this. Every night, it's so fun to prepare for your opponent and see what their system is and see their style of play and study their roster and try to figure out how your program can go get a win. The Pac-12 is elite women's basketball. It's the same thing. I mean, it's an absolute war every game to find a way to win. And so it takes a special competitor to sign up for it and want to do it. And both leagues are amazing. I know Pac-12 is having a great season this year, and the Big 12 has some of the best teams in college basketball. And so it's going to make Kansas City really, really fun, you guys.
And Coach, just real quick for the folks back home in Fort Worth, Madison Connor today became TCU's all-time single-season 3-point record holder, and she did it in 23 games. Can you just speak to the significance of the season she's had and then achieving that milestone?
Yeah, Madison, nobody lives in the gym more than Madison Connor. From the day she stepped foot on campus, she's religious with her work ethic and her shooting routine. And so I know through the first 10 games of the season, she had made more threes than anyone in college basketball history. which is just incredible. As we're building a program, getting a system, and then she got injured. And for her to break the record in 23 games, I mean, she's missed about a third of the season. That's just a testament to her. And I think her teammates deserve a whole lot of credit. The way we share the ball and play together as a team. But that's incredible that she did it in 23 games. She's going to hit a whole much more as this season still unfolds, and so I couldn't be happier for her. Madison has a work ethic that's unmatched.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thanks, everyone. We'll see you in a few days.